but he actually has a bit of a role during gameplay.
Well, cheers everybody. Have a Coke and a effing smile, because nothing makes my day more complete than an iced Coke, maybe a bit of Jack Daniels thrown in for good measure. But today, folks, we are kind of getting into that month now, aren't we? Pinch punch, first day of August 2024. Yep, Star Wars Outlaws is going to be released this month, and Ubisoft are doing their utmost to make sure that all the shill media outlets will tell you it's a great game to buy.
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go. Come again? Don't worry, baby, I'm coming.
Well, space fans, exciting news, huh? And there's even more in part 2.
On today's episode of Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Okay, you can come.
Are you coming?
Kind of busy right now.
And I'm coming for it, Ken. I'm coming for the fucking money, you piece of shit.
I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling...
In the ass end of space, even aliens watch Jason King with Kung Fu Hot Dog.
This is the greatest show I've seen in my life.
Duke Nukem likes this guy.
Approved by 1970s Robert Redford.
Star Wars Outlaws, the final preview. Gameplay and impressions from Jack Frag, so I don't give a shit about actually. I played a lot, said Luke Stevens, and I might look at his video in a minute as well. Hollow has talked about it. What else have we got here? G-Man, well again, he said it might actually be pretty good, which is surprising from this Australian dude because he's very critical. So I might go back on some of these videos afterwards and just see what the final verdict is on these previews. But let's have a look at this one. And oh, by the way, folks, just a casual reminder, this is AAA Western video gaming. Are you ready to gasp in sheer shock and disbelief? Wow. I mean, that freeze frame will tell you everything you need to know, folks. This is from the people who gave us Splinter Cell, and now we get this. A supposed return to form for the Star Wars franchise in video game fashion. It ain't gonna happen, is it? And when the director of the game is of diversity, well, we can't offend his sensibilities, can we? Because he might put a fatwa on you. I've heard, by the way, this is oh my god, look at that. 2,700 upvotes, 10,000 downvotes. Oh dear.
Yeah, but you don't have to pay me to hang out with you.
It seems impossible that Star Wars Outlaws is the first ever open world.
Why have they got Ryan McCaffrey of all people to deal with this? Oh my god, this guy's like, when IGN have run out of all options, Ryan McCaffrey is their de facto. He's their code red man to go to because he's the one to put oomph and passion into it. Because Ryan McCaffrey, if you don't know, man, back in the day when Bungie was doing, or when Bungie were involved with the Halo franchise, I mean, when it was good, I mean, he was out there. He was like, oh, beating the drum. Now they're trying to bring him in as the last desperate Dan man to really oomph interest for this game. And I'd like to see what Ryan McCaffrey actually has to say.
World Star Wars game, but indeed it's true. With that first comes plenty of expectation, but also lots of excitement, particularly when the studio handling the effort is Massive Entertainment, the talented developers of The Division. Speaking personally, I confess that I don't often get hyped up for too many open world games these days, outside of those made by Rockstar, as those can be counted on to raise the bar every single time, but I have been plenty hyped for Outlaws. After all, it's set after The Empire Strikes Back, you play as a Han Solo caliber scoundrel instead of yet another Jedi, and
Well, actually, okay, so look, I'll give him a little bit of credit here, just a little bit, Ryan. So it's a Han Solo caliber-esque scoundrel, but really what he should have said was, and I know he works for IGN, so you'll probably get into a lot of trouble for saying this, but it's female Han Solo with no tits.
Don't worry, Nix. The next job will be better.
And while it doesn't seem like
don't worry, Nix, the next job will be better. What the? Okay.
Outlaws will do any Rockstar-like bar raising, after playing a near final build of it for 4 hours across 2 different sections of gameplay, I can say it's still one of my most anticipated games yet to come out in a busy second half of 2024, and it feels very Star Wars in all the right ways.
I think he's gonna say in all the right places.
We made it.
Ubisoft has developed a reputation for making checklist open world games. Big spaces where you're given a to-do list of side quests and activities to complete outside of the Golden Path. Generally, this is not a compliment. But one of the things that impressed me about Star Wars Outlaws is that I didn't get the sense that I was just checking boxes to inch closer to 100% game completion. I also stumbled upon a betting stand where I could wager on holographic horse races. I managed to bet on the right one by sheer good luck, which gave me a chuckle later when I discovered a data pad lying around elsewhere that gave me a strong hint on who to lay my money on.
Yeah, the funny thing is, in Luke Stevens' review of the game, so Ryan McCaffrey, I don't think, actually paid close attention. According to what Luke Stevens says, when you walk around this world, you can actually listen to what NPCs are saying about a bet on the horse they put on and how the horse performed in that particular race. So if you take that information, you can then go here and make your own bet. Now, I'm willing to bet this is going to be microtransaction filled later on. Right now, it probably won't be that way, but I'm betting you Ubisoft will throw in some kind of microtransaction and MTX just to really piss off the player base, but we'll see.
That gave me a strong hint on who to lay my money on. I also encountered a down-on-their-luck gambling addict who begged me for money. I obliged, enabling his vice and leaving with a promise that he'd share in his winnings should he find himself back on Lady Luck's good side.
I thought for a minute I saw a very attractive female sat at the sabacc table, but no, she's ugly.
Time to buy in and play.
Someone told me that the Hutts are scrambling to get back something of Jabba's.
All of these optional activities feel very natural on the planets and towns of Outlaws, and that's true in part because of the excellent art direction that makes every location ooze Star Wars authenticity. From the lighting to the architecture to the NPCs milling about, Massive has, based on what I've seen so far, done an excellent job of setting an authentic Star Wars stage.
Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, what he has seen so far. It's not the final game, because Ubisoft and Massive will make sure that they show you the best bits of their game, because God knows what everything else looks like. I would say a complete and utter mess.
To affect how the plot ultimately plays.
What I don't like about this, they're kind of making it a blend of Splinter Cell as well, because for me, Sam Fisher is the guy who moves around in the shadows like this. But now apparently this move mechanic is also attributed to Assassin's Creed, although I guess in Assassin's Creed Shadows, Yazke is so big and bulky that he won't be able to bend forward and lurk around corners. So that's kind of like a restriction for him. But in this case, yeah, it's the same mechanic again, which I'm always going to associate with Sam Fisher. I'm sorry, but you know, I'm a Sam Fisher man.
But you're probably wondering, what of the moment-to-moment gameplay?
Yes,
in this, Star Wars Outlaws made me happy. This is a stealth game if you want it to be. And if you mess up in that attempt, I honestly like that you don't have a lightsaber to save you. You'll have to use Kay's blaster, which, yes, is upgradable, to get out of trouble, and that adds to the sense of danger because you're not a laser sword-wielding demigod. As such, the blaster battles felt like they had meaningful stakes, and the stealth gameplay had a bit of weight to it because I knew that I'd be up against.
Yeah, let's just take a look at this for a minute. Now, I've actually heard that Ubisoft have complained that they can't get the AI corrected in these moment-to-moment battle play action scenes. It looks very janky, actually. I mean, again, the whole point about when you're taking cover in a certain game, I tell you what, Battlefield 1, you know, before Battlefield, but Battlefield Bad Company 1, right? That's a tricky game, especially in the latter part of it, where the enemies are just really tearing you down. And I'm talking normal difficulty. But, you know, whatever difficulty level this is, I'm going to say it's normal. The enemies are just... they're the sponges at this point. Like, oh, shoot me. Oh, I'm dying. Oh.
The blaster battles felt like they had meaningful stakes.
Oh, come on. I mean, look at that. It's just, this is appalling. I mean, the NPC in the middle right here is barely even lifting their hand in time to give you a bit of a challenge. And this guy right here, like, why isn't he opening fire on you?
Meaningful stakes, and the stealth gameplay had a bit of weight to it because I knew...
awful. I mean, when you compare this to PlayStation 2 graphics, I mean, might be an insult to that platformer, because that console at least was great for its time, and people still think it is now, and I actually would agree, but PlayStation 3 will always be my actual go-to choice from that particular maker, which of course is Sony.
The hacking minigame is also really...
which is kind of similar to Mass Effect 2, when you have to hack into safe boxes or other areas of a particular planet you're on. So it's a bit like that. That's the impression I get. So again, nothing original from Ubisoft. They're borrowing, I say borrowing in air quotes, other ideas from more established games.
The core stealth gameplay is aided by the breakout star of Outlaws, Nyx. Yes, Nyx is the BD1 of this game, but compared to Cal...
yeah, the one who's actually not based on a human or any animal that we know. So funny that your human star, Kay Vez, as played by Humberly Gonzalez, who should be suing Ubisoft at this point for defamating her character on screen, and now apparently she's being overtaken by Nyx, because next on the list is Nyx.
Cass handles these large...
watch how this stormtrooper just goes up when he gets hit. Watch
this.
Weapons.
They can't be reloaded, meaning that once you fire...
there you go. He jumps up. What?
Loaded, meaning that once you...
look at that. What? What is that? Why is he suddenly going up? He's not being sucked up from anywhere, is he?
You can win credits doing races or just stop off along the way to...
okay, so this racing for credits mechanic is something I saw in Rage back in the day. So, and again, I'm sure other countless video games have used the same method as well. So why are we racing for credits? I guess to avoid microtransactions, right? But whatever. Okay, I'm going to skip past this.
Pilot seat to really solidify my opinion here, but flying the Trailblazer made a good first impression.
Oh, that's it. We've lost them.
Yes, so of course, if you're in the Trailblazer, I didn't know what this ship was in the first reaction I made from IGN, but I like what Ryan McCaffrey says. He's a bit of a politician, it seems. It made a very good first impression. I wonder the end result. I reckon IGN will score this 6 out of 10. That's what they're going to do. Let's see.
Before, it feels new, fresh, and most welcome. I'm glad this is arguably the first big name game out this fall on August 30th, because I can't wait to play more of it.
How do you know my name?
If you're looking for a sexy female, folks, this ain't her. Holy shit. I mean, look at that when she folds her arms. There's a shoulder movement. It's like the shoulder's been displaced. It's bizarre, isn't it? It's almost like the jacket is a straight jacket. It's, well, I mean, she could be a nutcase, so who knows? But at 450, sense of danger. Show footage of woman face tanking laser beams and not flinching.
And that adds to the sense of danger because you're not a laser sword wielding demigod. As such,
the AI in those gunfights looked pretty bad. Exactly what I said. Mentions gunfights at 456 and mentions gunfights, which should be one word by the way, I believe, at 4 minutes and 56 seconds and provides the worst footage possible. Anyways, don't pre-order. Yep, this is going to cost $20 in 6 months. No, I think it'll cost $20 in 3 weeks. That's what I am predicting. It will do so bad, Ubisoft will lower the price to $20 in 3 weeks. Clip this moment if I'm correct and post it on TikTok. You can monetize on my behalf. I don't care. Splinter Cell, you can hide in the shadows. Star Wars Outlaws, you can hide in plain sight. Which again was the ethos of Assassin's Creed, wasn't it? You could actually hide in plain sight while not hiding in the shadows. Yeah, so here we go. Lukey Wookie Stevens, what do you say, my friend? Oh, who are you? Well, one thing I'll say, folks, and this advert for Specsavers randomly popped up while I'm about to react to some of Luke Stevens' video for Star Wars Outlaws. It's a white woman, and a middle-aged one at that, and she's not a bad looker at all. So I'm going to give Specsavers a bit of a bonus point here, because normally I would expect a person of diversity, rather like myself, to be sporting the glasses and looking at my cellular phone.
So I recently got the chance to play 4 hours of Star Wars Outlaws, and
and you look like Johnny Bravo, dude. And it's funny, everybody's been given the same curated 4 hours of gameplay and exciting times.
I have some thoughts. In case you're somehow not familiar.
That's an interesting ratio, actually. So 5,200 upvotes, 936 downvotes. What are people saying here? Oh no, this is hilarious. So Luke says, thanks Ubisoft for the opportunity to play this game. Of course. And it's not a review, but those are his impressions. I think his overall impressions in the end will be he didn't like this game. But for some reason, he can't say that before because he's under NDA. So somebody says here, the fact that you only found 1 outfit piece in 2 hours of gameplay just means you were looking in the wrong spot, Luke. You'll have to, I mean, funny he's called Luke, right? You'll have to go to the in-game store for anything exciting. Oh no. And it's got a lot of upvotes actually. Doesn't mean you got to pay. Ah, all right. Another copy and paste. Okay, right. I don't know what's going on there, but it's got a lot of likes. First rule of Game Club, you do not pre-order. Second rule of Game Club, do not pre-order. The good old IGN 7. Yeah, it's going to be, isn't it? It really is. But no, hang on a minute. I wanted to go back to the app, not the app man. I can't stand that guy's an actual. Here we go. What does the G-Man say?
Been a bit of a rough time for Star Wars fans lately, especially with all the drama.
Oh, holy shit. Look at it, man. He hasn't done well on this. Oh, I mean, 3,900 downvotes on G-Man Lives. Holy shit, this guy's a big YouTuber. My God, what have they said? It looks like any generic AAA video game, but your praise, it's unusually high. That's what I was thinking. Why? You were supposed to destroy the Ubisoft, not join them. Wow. So G-Man is getting absolutely roasted. Let me have a quick look and see what else he said here.
Which is pretty much a Star Wars staple by this point. You know, basically the same role as Wicket, BB-8, or BD-1 in Jedi Survivor. But he actually has a bit of a role during gameplay.
Now, the funny thing is, G-Man doesn't sound like his normal lively self here. So I don't know if he's sick and he's speaking through a muffled microphone. But this guy, if you watch his videos, and I've been watching his videos for quite a few years, he really tears down a game when it's bad. But when a game like this, you know, is fundamentally terrible performance and graphics wise, why do you think it's actually pretty good? According to your title right here, G-Man from Australia. Who wants to play this? Who wants to play this? If they made the character of K-Vez extremely attractive, you know, take on the Far East Asian sensibilities, you could have had a hit on your hands. People would have thought, oh my God, a really hot female character. You can give her different outfits. You can show boozies off a little bit, some cleavage, but no, she's going to be fully covered up and then be a boring female version of Han Solo with no tits. Oh, so G-Man, you've let me down, my friend. That's disappointing, actually. It truly and awfully is. So, there you have it, folks. And actually, I wanted to go. Let me just go back here. Let me go back to the screen very quickly. Let's have a look. Oh, no.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Star Wars Explained. I'm sitting here.
Wow, hang on a second. Oh, I kind of stumbled onto something here. Whoa, let's have a look. Star Wars Explained. That's Humbly Gonzalez. Oh my god, let's have a watch of this.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Star Wars Explained. I'm sitting here with the...
Oh yeah, for the audio files out there, he's using a Rode... What do you call it again? Oh god, it's a Rode Pro 2 mic. That's what he's using.
Cast and crew of Star Wars Outlaws, so...
Yeah, I mean, that's Humbly Gonzalez showing a lot of leg, by the way, and a lot of curves. And for some reason... That's not the version. This is what we should be having in Star Wars. And again, they've carefully positioned her, right? So she's sat underneath her artistic interpretation with Nyx by her side. And oh my god, we're supposed to look at that and go, we can't spot the difference. They're both so beautiful. Holy shit. Yeah, and this is the creative director here. I think it's Navid Kavir. I can't remember if that's his exact name. But he's the one that prays 5 times a day to Allah. So yeah, don't offend him or he will issue a fatwa on your ass.
Everyone, please introduce yourselves and your role on the game.
Bloody hell.
Yes, well, I'm Umberly Gonzalez, and I play Kay Vess in Star Wars Outlaws. Oh, you have your own microphone?
Yeah.
I have my own.
Fine.
Yeah, look at Humbly Gonzalez. I just want to sit here and just look at her legs all day long. Holy shit, man. I didn't know she was... I knew she was hot. I didn't think she was this hot. Oh my god. I'm almost falling over. I know she's a she, they, and she's gay. I don't care. She's hot.
Hi, I have my own mic. My name is Jay Rincon, and I play ND5 in Star Wars Outlaws.
And I'm Navid Khaveri. I'm the narrative.
Oh, I was close. Navid Khaveri, narrative director.
Director of Star Wars Outlaws.
And this is Nyx.
My favorite question to ask people, Navid has already answered this.
I've had this one, I think.
You can answer it again.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just staring at Humbly Gonzalez's thighs right there because they look really, really... just snap out of it. This might be my thumbnail, actually. I'm thinking of something.
You can give a second one, whatever you want to do. I love to know people's Star Wars fandom and like the weird sides.
No,
I think Yoda is just...
Talk about
it's
the
a great
video
question.
game.
No one's asked. Even on day one, you know, these characters being so removed and so grounded and so, again, we keep saying like no...
I mean, dude, you're talking about the characters being removed from your real selves. I mean, well, again, look at Humbly Gonzalez, what they did to her in this game. I did say to her, why don't you say something about it? She could have had a say and say, look, what guys, what have you done? What's wrong with the computer software? Why do I look like a hideous elf? I mean, if this was a Sony PlayStation game, oh yeah, the character Kay Vess would be like Abby from The Last of Us Part 2. Hey, Navid, why are you staring at her legs for, mate? Aren't you a married man? Aren't you married to a white chick, by the way, dude? That's my job. I'm meant to be staring at legs, not you. I'm a single guy, so I'm allowed to do that. Holy shit, man. I've just developed a whole brand new appreciation for Humbly Gonzalez. She needs to appear in more video games. I tell you what, if this was directed by... And I've forgotten his name now. I can't believe I forgot his name. The Konami dude. How have I forgotten his name already? Yes, the man... Hideo Kojima! That's the dude. It's that cocoa drunk has numbed my brain. Can you imagine if this was a Star Wars project directed by Hideo Kojima? We would have graphics that equaled Death Stranding. You know what I mean? Like, again, Margaret Qualley. I'm always in love with her artificially created image in Death Stranding. I love her as Mama because, oh my god, she got some mamas in that video. Let me tell you something else. Yeah, this would have been an amazing title to get revved up about, but sadly, folks, this live interpretation of Western video gaming is what you're not going to be getting in Western AAA video gaming. Nope, it's absolutely terrible, folks. So that is it. It's another deep dive, or not so deep dive, more like being in the shallow than the deep end with IGN and Ryan McCaffrey. Honestly, I'm absolutely speechless watching that footage. I heard it was terrible. I heard there were AI conflicts going on within the footage. The 4 hours of playtime that people had. G-Man Lives letting his subscribers down. Luke Stevens being all wishy-washy about his actual thoughts and feelings. And I've already predicted just from looking at the gameplay, this looks awful. There's just no way this is selling gangbusters. If you're playing it on Steam, I think there's going to be refunds galore within 2 hours because Steam does that, which is really awesome. And honestly, words just fail me at this point. I think Black Myth Wukong is going to wipe the absolute floor with this game when it comes out. And of course, when this game does badly, they're going to blame you for the ruining of any kind of success or momentum it might have had. But I don't blame, you know what? I don't blame Mr. Kavari here on the left or the two actors in the middle. I don't blame any of them at all. I think they've been duped into something that was meant to be great and it's turned out to be absolute dog shit. So what can I say? But on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video today, leave a like below, smash that subscribe button, and if I were you and if you were me, let's just sit together and stare at Humbly Gonzalez's legs all day long.
Hello, sexy. Please like and subscribe to Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog. Yes. And help him buy the RE20 microphone he's always wanted. PayPal link on his channel. Giggles.